Which tourniquet is best? Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. That's what we're talking about today. Tourniquets. Which one is best and why? Let me actually adjust my camera a little bit back there. There we go. So, show you some examples. First off, we got the ever popular CAT tourniquet, Combat Application Tourniquet. This one is from North American Rescue. It is a Gen 7, the gray timestamp. Then we have a SWAT-T tourniquet right here. Hopefully you can see it. A little different style. This is the one that I wrap really tight and I carry in my pocket as my EDC everywhere I go. That's why it's all kind of like dusty and stuff like that. It's because it's always in my pocket. I have this with me everywhere. One reason I'll tell you why I carry a SWAT-T tourniquet instead of a CAT tourniquet with me everywhere I go. But next, we got the RAT tourniquet. Basically, it is basically a big rubber band, and I'll show you here. Unwrap it all. It's a rubber band in this little thing here, and it's a big long. Let me unwind it all. Strap. So that's the RAT tourniquet. You can see right there, rapid tourniquet, also known as the RAT. Then we got here the SWAT-T tourniquet, which is basically a big, like, workout band you get from like the physical therapist, you know, that kind of band. Kind of cool. We'll talk about that in a second. And why you'd have each. Pretty much the go-to one for most people is the CAT, the Combat Application Tourniquet. How does it work? Well, all you got to do is you open it up like this. Keep it pre-stowed where it's got the large opening, so you can flip it over. You can slip it over your leg or an arm or your neck. Just kidding. Don't ever put a tourniquet around your neck. I know I don't have to say that. Hopefully I don't have to say that. But anyway, this is a combat application tourniquet. How is it used? It is designed for one-handed use. You'd open it up, you take this, you put it over your arm, and you pull it tight like that. And then you kind of move it over so you can get access to the windlass, pop it out from under that little thing there. See, there's the windlass. That's how you tighten it. Put it up high as you can. And then basically I'd pull it tight like that. I'd wrap it around the Velcro, hook it to the Velcro, and then you turn the windlass until you lose circulation. So I'll turn it twice, and then I'll see how it is. So you can check your pulse. Nope, no pulse. That means it's on right. Then you can take this loose end and just wrap it around and tuck it under. That's how you apply a tourniquet in simplistic terms. I'm not a medical professional, but I have applied these many times in my life. Anyway, so yes, and then to loosen it, all you can do is unhook it from that thing right there. Unhook it from there, allow the windlass to spin back. That loosens it. Undo the Velcro, loosen it back up. There you go. That is the CAT tourniquet. This is widely used by a lot of people because it is my winner. It is hands down my favorite tourniquet. I love the CAT tourniquet. Some applications, I'll explain the other ones and why you might want the other ones though instead of a CAT. The first one that comes to mind, this is from our family med kit. But we also have one, we have a fire extinguisher right inside our door by our kitchen. One of these is hanging off the fire extinguisher, and this. Why do we have a SWAT-T if we have a CAT? Well, I have a 4-year-old little girl. And if you see this area here, the hard back area is that wide. That's wider than her arm is right now because she's a tiny little thing. So this will not really work on her. It won't really be effective. Whereas this will be on small children because you can stretch it. And how do you apply this? It's pretty simple. One thing I'll show you is the instructions here. See where it tells you? It says like this equals that. So basically you stretch this until that looks like that. So you stretch it like that, and that's the proper tightness of the tourniquet. So basically you just allow a loose end, grab it with this hand. It's not really one-handed use. That's why I like the CAT. So you can kind of hold it with this hand if you can, or if you're working on somebody else, you can do it easier. And then basically you just pull it super tight, and you just keep wrapping it around and around and around and around, and then you basically tuck it. I'll just hold it into my armpit right now. I'll check my pulse. No pulse. Okay, it's on right. And then just unwrap it. Pretty simple. Simple application. Really good for smaller children that a cat tourniquet won't work on, or a SWAT-T tourniquet won't work on. But as you saw before, let me roll this up really quick. The rat tourniquet will also work on little arms because it is basically just a big rubber band. Actually, more like a tie down for your truck or something like that. So basically, what is this? This is the rat tourniquet, and as you saw here, it's Rapid Tourniquet, rapidtq.com. So you just pull it out like this, because I just had it wrapped up. I just got this. It wasn't stowed properly. If you're going to stow it, you should always stow it with the opening so you can use it as quick as you can. So basically, you just pull this on. You pull this little tab down here, and you do the same thing as you do with a SWAT-T. You just wrap it tight like that, and then hook it in the little tab there that I covered up. It's another reason why I don't like these. They're a little more difficult to use. Hook it in there, and then what I do is I just tuck the end. Haven't really played with these much. Some people really like them. I don't really care for them, but let me make sure. Yep, no pulse, so it's on properly. Simple to use. If you like this option, it is an option. One thing that is nice about this one is it can roll up really small. But you might be able to get away where you can, or figure out a way where you can roll it flat for putting in your pocket. Okay, and putting in a pocket, why do I carry the SWAT-T, or I call this a SWAT-T, I'm sorry, SOFT, Soft T Tourniquet. There's the thing for it right there. See right about there, the Soft T Tourniquet. Why do I carry this? Well, you see here on this cat tourniquet, see that hard metal? This is hard plastic rim here. So you can't get it any thinner than this. So if we're putting it in your pocket, I carry my cargo pocket, my right cargo pocket. It would stick out and makes it more bulky. Whereas the SOFT tourniquet folds flatter. And this is basically the same thing. Instead of having this little hook thing here to hook the windlass inside and have it rest up against there in these little pockets here, instead of having that, you have this little diamond thing, and you got to flip it up, and then you hook this end. See how there's a space right there? You hook it up and it hooks in there. That's what retains the windlass. So it is basically the same kind of thing. You hook it up, you pull it. It's not as user-friendly also, I don't feel, as the SWAT or as the cat, but you can get it pretty tight like that. And this, there's no Velcro. This is the style buckle it is, holds it in place where you tighten it. And then basically you just tighten this, tighten the windlass. I'm going to tighten it a little more because of the thing. And then you got to be kind of dexterous with the little triangle thing. It takes practice, and I'm a little out of practice with this one. There we go. You can see it right there. It's hooked in the little triangle thing. And let me check my pulse. No pulse. Good to go. And then you just kind of release it with the little triangle thing, unwind it, and then this buckle, you just kind of pull on it like that to take it off. So those are the 4 main tourniquets that most preppers and most of us talk about and see in our journey as preppers, and in medical terms. There are other tourniquets out there also, but I like this one, the SOFT tourniquet, Soft T tourniquet. But like I said, Cat Gen 7 is my go-to. But any of the early generations, really, I mean, they're basically just as good. Just don't get the Chinese knockoffs. If you're buying from like Amazon, make sure you're getting a real one. Basically, the best thing to do is just go to North American Rescue, order from their website, or there's other sources. TJ over Bear Independent, and what is it? Darn it, I forget the name of the site. He works with the medical firm, but he puts them in his iFax and his Bearfax. But I wish I could remember the name of his little medical thing going on. But anyway, make sure that it's good quality, made in America. Tourniquet. You don't want to use Chinese crap and have it fail when your life is on the line. These you can find anywhere. You can get these. I think I got this on Amazon just because, I mean, all it is a band. And you could use a band you got from the physical therapist if you wanted to. If that's all you had, you could use it. Or you can just get some kind of stretch material like this. You can use lots of things for tourniquets. I mean, shoot, you can use your t-shirt for tourniquet. You can use a shemagh as a tourniquet. You can use a belt as a tourniquet. You can use lots of different things for tourniquets. But it's nice to have a dedicated tourniquet. And like I said, I just got this one. I picked it up off Amazon just to try it out. I had never tried one. I worked with it a little bit. I tested them out. I see maybe kind of why some people like them. And that's the way it really should sit on the arm. Like I said, I'm not really in practice with it, so that it's easier to hook the end in. See, if it stands up like that, it's easier to hook the end in. But anyway, all these tourniquets are good options. I just recommend the CAT tourniquet, combat application tourniquet. But any one of these, all these tourniquets, yay, tourniquets. But tourniquets, on the other hand, have one on you at all times as part of your EDC. Because if you do these things, you got to be able to do these things. Because odds are you're gonna need this in a bad situation. Keep them in your vehicles. Keep them in your house, like I said, hanging from the fire extinguisher, and your family med kit, your IFACs, your individual first aid kits, your bug out bag, your whatever your kit, whatever kit you're using, your get home bag, anything like that. Make sure that you have tourniquet, at least one. I would say more like at least two. When I'm all kitted up, I have one on my PC, I have one on my battle belt, I have one on my in my IFAC, I have one on my there, and then I have one in my pocket. So I have like 4 or 5 tourniquets on me because I know the value of a tourniquet. And don't believe the old school terminology of tourniquet being a last ditch effort. It's not. We've learned a lot of things overseas in the sandbox, and pretty much tourniquets are a first use for traumatic bleeding, not for scratches or stuff like that. But if you got a bleeder, you're really, you got some good blood coming out, throw a tourniquet on it because you're not going to lose the limb. I mean, sure, the possibility exists. You still need to seek medical care, proper medical care that will be able to remove this, especially if it's on for a long period of time. And that's why this is a time stamp. See, right here it says time. That's because you always carry Sharpie with you also. You write on there with your Sharpie when it was put on you. So then medical professionals know how long it's been on. That's very important. And this has one. This doesn't really, you could use, that's what this is for actually. Yep, you could write it right there. The rat, you could kind of write, you could write it on the back there. I guess you could just Sharpie anywhere on it and hope it doesn't wipe off or something like that. Or you could take something and just, write it on their thing. You could write it on their forehead for all, TQ and then the time. Who knows, whatever. Just make sure that you're keeping track of the time. For medical professionals if it's going to be on for extended period of time. But you can train, you can practice putting these on and practice until you feel no pulse, and then there's no reason to keep it on. So then just take it off. It'll only be on for like 30 seconds or something like that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So practice, know how to use these things. Especially your go-to tourniquet, my CAT. Practice one-handed operation because if this arm is down, you got to apply it yourself. That's why it's called an individual first aid kit, your IFAC. That's for treating you, not for treating somebody else. That's what the med bag is for. That's what their IFAC is for. You use their IFAC to treat them. Use your stuff to treat you. And same with if they're coming to help you, they'll use your IFAC to treat you. That's why everybody needs to have one. I'm not really talking about what's all in them right now. I'm just talking about the tourniquets themselves right now. And yeah, have a bunch of these things. They're, what are they? Maybe, I forget, 20, 25 bucks a piece. Yeah, it gets expensive buying a bunch of them, but you know, here and there, buy one, pick one up. Pick one up later on, you know, every month, every couple months, something like that. Pick up one of these until you have a bunch of them. You have one in each of your vehicles. You have one, you know, one or two in your house. You have one in your individual first aid kit. You have one in your bug out bag for each of you, for each person. Very important. Or like little one, she has one of these in hers because this is for her. Or, like I said, one of these will also work. And there's a lot of other things you can use for tourniquets. But anyway, I just want to tell you about some tourniquets, you know, show you kind of quickly how they're used, and tell you what I think is best. I still, CAT Gen 7 or any generation, the combat application tourniquet is my go-to. And so here I'll show you the little thing again right there, CAT tourniquet. Anyway, prep a little every day. I hope, you know, these, you can pick these up pretty cheap. So if you want to, you know, include this as your prep of the day, be an Amazon prepper for the day. Order a CAT tourniquet or a SWAT-T tourniquet or a SOF tourniquet or a RATS tourniquet. All of which I believe are in my Amazon storefront. Link in the description. But like I said, make sure they're made in the United States, especially the CATs. There's a lot of knockoffs out there, and you want to make sure when it comes down to your life, the windlass isn't going to fail, and the straps themselves are good quality stitching, good quality buckles, all these things. So, prep it every day, and prep it a peace of mind and a fear. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, please. Share the videos. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. And have a wonderful day. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.